Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to review how to do the boxes and bullets for our literary essay. So I have an example started for us, and it's on the book Wonder. And I have it filled in that our author is R.J. Palacio, and our genre is realistic fiction. Remember we talked about having that tag, the TAG? Filling this out in advance is going to make sure that we have everything that we need when it comes time to start writing in class next week. So we've got our tag, and now we need our theme statement. And remember that the theme is what we have learned from reading the text. So from Wonder, a theme, and there's a lot of them, but the one I want to write about is about being kind to others. And next we need to think about the conflict, because maybe we want to include some of this in our text, and maybe we don't, but it's good just to gather all of this information just in case. So I've identified two conflicts. We have individual versus self, and then I expanded by talking about how Augie struggles with fitting in, and he has anxiety about going to a new school. Additionally, Jack has the same challenges because he wants to be popular. We also have individual versus society because, as we know in the story Wonder, Augie's differences make it difficult for him to fit in. Next, important character facts or quotes. This is kind of just a storage space, so if you want to record anything as you're going back into your text, feel free to put it in there. And then we get to the most important part, our claim. And as I went throughout the week, different classes, we came up with the idea to make a formula. So we have the formula that we can start our claim off by saying one lesson learned in the story is... Then we have our theme statement, to be kind to others. Now I have to make some grammar adjustments as I piece this together. And then we also have to put in our three main points. So many of you earlier in the week, we kind of stopped at this point, which is not the worst thing. We just need to go back in and touch up a little and add our three main points. So the first thing I need to do is really think about those main points. Now, I did this in advance, so feel free to pause me at any time, but I'm going to keep moving ahead and filling in my main points, and I'm going to think about what in the story relates to being kind to others, but can help me expand on that message. And so the first one that I'm going to talk about is how we don't know which struggles other people are dealing with, and that's why we should be kind. Notice how that's kind of a thematic statement as well. It's not summarizing the story. My next main point, and again, I've went back in the story and I've really thought about these, is going to be that you can't go wrong if you're acting out of kindness, or you can't go wrong with being kind. And finally, my last main point is going to be about how we treat others. And there's this underlying theme in Augie's speech and towards the end is that how you treat others is your legacy. So I'm going to include that, and I have some good quotes that I know I can find that'll support it. So now that I have my main points outlined, I'm going to come back around to the claim, and I'm going to focus on adding them in. So we have one lesson learned in this story is to be kind to others. And now I have the main point that we never really know what struggles someone else is dealing with. And that's a really long thing. So I'm going to reword that and say, you never know what someone else is going through. I think that's a little bit more concise. And remember, you're going to say all that you need to say in your body paragraphs, but in your claim or your thesis, you're just giving a little highlight reel so that your readers know what is coming. Next, I have this idea that you can never go wrong if you're kind or if you act out of kindness. And that, I think, I can kind of just piece right in there. And then I have my last main point that kindness or how you treat others is your legacy. So I don't want to be word for word. So in that spot, I'm going to say you will be remembered by how you treat others. So let me just take a moment, and we all should just kind of pause and read and make sure it all makes sense. And we have one lesson learned in the story is to be kind to others. Because you never know what others are going through, You can never act wrong if you act out of kindness, and you'll be remembered by how you treat others.